The political system in the UK, and perhaps other countries in the West, desperately needs a fresh set of eyes. Welcome to Nation of Sleepers, and tonight we're going to ask a very simple question. What happens when a country stops working for its people? When the people in charge no longer represent the people who put them there? When the system is no longer capable of protecting the values, the traditions, the very soul of the nation? We in Britain like to think of ourselves as fair, as civilised, as a society that prizes democracy and common sense. But if we're honest, we all know the truth. Our political system is broken. We have elected representatives who seem to serve everyone except those that voted for them. Policies are concocted in secret, signed off in back rooms and implemented in ways that make no sense to the ordinary person on the street. We've got globalist schemes that sweep through government like a tidal wave, often without anyone understanding them, let alone agreeing to them. And the mainstream media are so-called watchdogs. They're no watchdogs at all. They're pawns, owned by a handful of individuals feeding narratives that suit the powerful, ignoring everything else. And then there's the question that keeps me awake at night. The waves of immigration, the unchecked numbers, the mass arrivals that strain communities, erode cohesion and sow tension in towns and cities across this island. Civil disorder is no longer a distant threat. It is looming, shadowing our streets. And yet what do we hear from Westminster? Empty words, platitudes, excuses, nothing that addresses the heart of the problem. So what do? How do we fix a system that seems determined to ignore us, betray us, and lead us down a path to chaos? Well, we start by looking at what Britain still has. And here, my friends, there's still hope. We produce some of the finest minds on the planet, from science to academia to business. Brilliant people, people whose wisdom and discernment could solve almost any problem that the country faces, if only they were allowed to serve. But most of them, they don't even want to serve. Not in a Westminster system, not under party lines, not in a country where bureaucracy is king and common sense is an afterthought. Yet the tools exist. Online petitions, community proposals, crowdsourced ideas. We're a nation that loves to vote on reality TV shows, on contests, on anything that gives us a say. And we have citizens across this country who are brimming with ideas that could transform Britain if only they had a platform. So here's my proposal, and I really want you to think about this. It is radical, it's bold, but maybe it's exactly what Britain needs. We dissolve Parliament, we refresh the civil service, we start from scratch, but we do it intelligently. We don't replace it with chaos, we replace it with wisdom, and here's how it works. Every citizen can put forward proposals online, real ideas, real solutions, not just gripes, not just political slogans, but concrete proposals that could improve our schools, our healthcare, our infrastructure, our communities, our nation as a whole. These proposals that meet certain thresholds, those that resonate, that are practical, that have support, they then get put before a panel of the country's great minds, scientists, economists, legal experts, historians, innovators, people who can actually evaluate the proposal's merits. And here's the key, it's live, transparent. You see the debate, you hear the arguments. You see who stands for what. No hiding, no spin, no manipulation behind closed doors. Then we vote. We vote for the panel, we vote for the proposals, and those with the most support, they're enacted swiftly, without the usual Westminster delays, without endless committees, without the corruption of career politicians. Think about it. Britain, ruled not by career politicians, but by the collective wisdom of the best minds, guided by the will of its people. A system that rewards good ideas, not party loyalty. A system that empowers ordinary citizens instead of silencing them. A system where transparency isn't a promise, it's a requirement. Some will call it impossible. Some will call it utopian. But I say, what we have now is already impossible. What we have now is unsustainable. And if we do nothing, we will inherit a country that no longer resembles the one that we love, the one that we were taught to be proud of, the one that our children deserve to inherit from us. So here's the choice. We continue as we are, sleepwalking into decay and chaos, or we take responsibility. We wake up and we design a system that works for us, not against us. Tonight, I'm going to leave you with this thought. Real change does not come from waiting. Real change does not come from trusting politicians who have long forgotten who they actually serve. Real change comes from the people, us, waking up, standing up, demanding that our voices, our wisdom and our proposals finally matter and are heard. Because if we don't, who will? Who will fight for us? This is the nation of sleepers. Stay awake, stay aware, and remember, freedom is not given, it is taken.